Wow. Wow. Just wow. Hey everyone, it's Bug-Eye Manny back at you again with a brand new video, and today I am doing my review of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 2. Now this is very, very big because I was not having high hopes for Episode 2 after the very disappointing Episode 1. Episode 1 was a massive failure in my opinion. It did not draw me in. The action was mixed, hit or miss. There was just too much dialogue, and they were trying to get to something when it would not work. They kept trying to get to something when it didn't really go to anything. And so yeah. This episode, however, is action-packed from the beginning to the end. Almost a little bit too much action. I asked my aunt if she enjoyed the episode. She said it was boring because there was too much shooting. But personally, I think this is what the show needed at this time. All of the characters are working together. I think the dialogue mashes and blends together perfectly with the action. I had very little issues with the dialogue in this episode like I normally do in other episodes. Other episodes, the dialogue can be a little bit corny and sounds like it was written by a 5-year-old. But, however, the action in this episode really filled in for the dialogue, and you didn't really notice any of the bad dialogue. Some of the bad dialogue was maybe spoken by Keen Ezekiel and Jesus in a couple scenes, but I don't think there was that much. I think the action was amazing in this episode. They had many battles. They had like 3 different battles happening in this episode, and I thought that was fantastic. This could have been the premiere. This should have been the premiere because the premiere was donkey turd. This episode was actually pretty good, and I am shocked because I've been hating The Walking Dead for a very, very long time, but episode 2 got my attention, and I had a great hour watching The Walking Dead, and I'm actually shocked because I have not had a great hour with The Walking Dead for a very, very long time. I really have very positive things to say and not very negative things in this episode, and that's actually very, very shocking. One of the only negative things I have is kind of near the end. I will get into that soon. And there's actually 2 things. So yeah. I enjoy the action. I enjoy the character interactions. Even Tara was decent in this episode. She's probably one of my least favorite characters. At least she did something. There was a war going on with Eric, Tobin, and Francine and those characters, and Aaron. And it looks like Francine and Tobin actually died in this episode. Rest in peace. And it looks like Eric might be killed off very, very soon. That was massive. I did not expect Tobin and Francine to get killed off like that. I was shocked. Now, I don't know if Francine actually died, but it looked like she was, giving her last breaths. So I'm pretty sure she died, but it looks like Tobin got shot up pretty bad. I don't stick around to watch Talking Dead. I only watch it very rare occasions, so I don't know if they died. Well, Tobin definitely died. I mean, he got shot like 5 times. I think he died. Morgan nearly dies in this episode. He gets shot, and he falls on the ground. I'm like, he's not dead. You can't kill Morgan. You can't kill Morgan. Morgan is Morgan, guys. Well, you can't kill him until the writers are ready to kill him. Because we know Morgan is probably going to die in Season 8. I hope not, but I don't know. So, yeah, Rick and the group are storming the satellite dish compound where the soldiers are. They're trying to clear it out and get weapons. And it was action-packed from the start to the finish. I loved the fight scene with Rick and the guy. There's actually 3 flaws. I'll get into that soon. I loved all the action when the guys stormed the rooms. One of the guys from Season 6 died, unfortunately. The guy who was in the who went to the compound the first time in Season 6 where he distracted them with, when he put his hands up. He unfortunately dies in this episode, which is kind of sad. Morgan loses his mind a little bit. It felt a little bit out of place, and that is one of the flaws I have. I will get into the flaws later. But I enjoyed Andrew Lincoln's acting. He did not really get on my nerves like he normally does. I just think the action was fast enough that it really made you forget about the flaws that the show has. And I'm actually happy that this episode was action-packed because I did not want to sit down and hear some dialogue episode again, because we all know that the dialogue is not the best on the show. ever since Scott M. Gimple took over in season 4 or so. But the action was actually pretty cool. The battles going on simultaneously, one by one. I thought they were pretty awesome. I have 4 flaws, actually. So let's get into the flaws now, ladies and gentlemen. One flaw, Morales' return. Now, my jaw was dropped to the floor. Morales, a Season 1 character, has returned. Now, Morales, I loved Morales in Season 1. He always looked like a leader to me. If Shane and Rick were not there, I saw him as a leader leading the group in Atlanta, okay? One of my flaws is Morales coming back. The way he is presented, he's a savior, and I just don't understand that he is now presenting himself to Rick and everyone else. Basically, they just threw Morales in the show because people have been demanding it, and it just doesn't fit. It really shows that the producers just threw him in. The showrunner just threw him in to please everyone, because if Morales... I mean, come on. The Saviors have been here since Season 6. This is Season 8. The Saviors would have talked about a man named Rick. Morales would have showed himself. Why is he just showing himself now? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why Morales has been hiding this whole time. Where has he been? I mean, they've basically showed all of the Savior groups now. Even though they're huge, they do show a lot of the groups. And it just confuses me that Morales was never shown. Now, it's okay if Morales was hidden because there's many groups. But would he really hide himself from a man named Rick? I mean, people probably talked about they talked to each other probably about Rick. And Morales probably went, Rick Grimes? And, he probably would have shown himself, but he did not. And showing him now was shocking as heck. But it was... I don't know. It just did not feel right. He just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, Morales? You're a savior? But where were you this whole time? I mean, did you just join? Maybe they just made Morales a savior after Rick, started having a war with the Saviors. Maybe during Season 7's timeline, maybe sometimes during Season 7 or late Season 6, they recruited Morales. Who knows? Another flaw is Morgan kind of losing his mind in this episode. It felt really out of place. But then again, not really. I mean, in the beginning of the episode, he was looking at the zombies. Very weird looking, like he's just losing his mind again. But it just kind of felt out of place in some of the scenes where he's like, just shooting. I know he's losing his mind, but it just... Alright, it was okay. Okay, I'm going to let that flaw pass. I remember now in the beginning when he was looking at the zombies, he was kind of going insane. So I will let that flaw pass. Another flaw I have has to be... what's the other flaw? Oh yeah, another flaw. Shiva. Shiva's CGI in this episode, when she pounces on the guy, the CGI was so bad and so laughable that you could compare it to the CGI deer from The Walking Dead Season 7. I'm like, what is that glob? It kind of looked like the Ghostbusters CGI. Remember the dog, the CGI dog? It looked like that. It was that bad, that poor, and I was like, oh my god. Wow. And my final flaw is, was there too much action? There was dialogue in the episode, but there was no substance. There was no story. The only story they had was liberate an outpost, get guns to fight in other battles. There was no point. There was no purpose. For example, The Walking Dead Season 2, Shane and Otis, they went to the school to save Carl's life. If they did not make it back, Carl would die, okay? In this episode, they're fighting, okay? They're awesome battles. But, next week there's going to be other battles, and this episode will probably be forgotten. It was just a little flaw that it needed a bigger story, I think. I mean, things are repeating themselves again, like Rick's kind of realizing that he's going crazy again. I mean, we've seen this happen like 5 times already on the show. It's just getting boring that Rick keeps changing his ways. One season he's crazy, the other season he's good, the other season he's nice, another season he's crazy. It's just getting boring, and they need to stop making Rick a good guy or a bad guy. They just need to make him, two-sided sometimes. And they are doing that, but he's kind of getting crazy again, and I'm very worried about that. But other than that, I thought this episode was one of the best we've seen in a long time from The Walking Dead. I thought the action was awesome. The character development was great. The action and the pacing made the episode go along pretty solid and smooth. The dialogue was not really a problem in this episode because I think the action was moving so fluently and so great. So yeah, I just thought it was great seeing these characters fight together in a battle. I thought the battles were magnificent, the way they were handled. I thought they were jaw-dropping, and I thought they were great. This is probably one of the best episodes we've seen of The Walking Dead in a long time. Better than anything we saw in Season 7. Well, it maybe rivals the premiere of Season 7. And that's good, you know. It's great. I think this episode was awesome. You know, Morales' return was a big shock, and it was the big thing at the end of the episode that nobody really was preparing for. I mean, everyone's like, is it Morales? Is it not Morales? I don't know. But, ladies and gentlemen, it was Morales. So what am I going to rate The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 2? I'm actually going to rate this episode an A. I thought it was a solid episode, and I was extremely surprised by it. Sure, the quality still looks gray and dull, but I was not really focused on that. I thought the action and the way the episode was moving just took me back into why I loved The Walking Dead, and I did not really think about all the flaws. I thought about the positives, and I actually enjoyed myself this Sunday, and I found it pretty awesome. What do you think of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 2? Comment down below. I rate it an A. It was a great episode in my opinion. And if they keep this up, the show could get back on track. Do I think it's going to get back on track? No. Personally, no. I think this is just a rare instance when the episodes are good. This is a rare instance when it's good. But I think the next episode may be good. But after that, who knows? We have to see where they go. I hope I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, I'm sorry. And Spooky Dookie Time will be ending on Tuesday, unfortunately. Halloween. And what will I be reviewing for Spooky Dookie Time 2017 Halloween? On Halloween Day, I will be reviewing a very awesome film. I don't know if it's a Halloween film, but I will be reviewing... No. Let me think. I will be reviewing Paranorman. No, actually... Edward Scissorhands. I will be reviewing Edward Scissorhands for the Halloween Spooky Dookie Time finale, which will be Tuesday. So I will be reviewing my next film Tuesday, which will be the finale of Spooky Dookie Time. Alright, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want to do. And Bug Eye Manny signing off. Bye, everyone.